Greetings everybody. Now to finish rolling out your pasta dough for raviolis. Very important. Now think about this. With ravioli, it's twice the thickness, right? Once you're all done. So you want to make sure that it's thin enough to, double in size. If you don't know, now I'm telling you. So, it's kind of really thin, as you can see there. So what I try to do I want to go this way and make the dough? Do I want to go that way? I think I'm going to go this way to make the dough. Let's hope it's wide enough for me to work with. So I'm just going to cut this in half, and it's going to fall right on top of each other. So the first thing I do is I have my mix ready, right? This is our mix. You can see our mix here that you have in your recipe. And how many of these do I want to make? Do I want to make small ones? Maybe I'll make this size. So I got 1, 2, maybe I could do 4 of these. So let's see. And then I can re-roll the dough again. So I'm going to put one right here. That's kind of big. Let's just put it like that. See if it's going to work for me. I haven't used this particular recipe in about a year. So gonna kind of like come back to memory here, how we made this work. Hopefully it's not too much pasta dough, filling in the dough, because I just want to do some quick pastas. I'm not gonna go crazy with this. I'll wash my hands here a little bit, change my gloves. Don't forget you're cooking this, so you don't have to really worry too much about gloves as far as finishing it, but we're working on the interior of this, right? So we don't want anything getting into the interior of this. So that's the reason why I wear gloves. You may want, if you're making a lot of this for family, make sure your hair is tied back, or all the little things that we know about for food and safety, keep it in mind, right? Very more important to keep food and safety in mind when doing this. I'm trying to make it work as best I can. My little gloves here. I probably should have done this before we turned the video on, but you get to watch me do this. It's important to be safe, right? So there we go. So now I can really work with my dough without my head going crazy on me. There we go. So here's the important part when you're doing this, for me at least. You could do an egg wash, whatever turns you on. I'm just going to do water because we don't have an egg wash here. But I do water, and the reason for the water is to help it stick. Because if I don't do this, it's not going to stick. It's going to come apart, right? And I don't want that to happen, so I'm just going to put a little water across all of this. It's probably too much. This brush is holding lots of water. All right, that's all right. And then I'm just going to give it some water to the whole thing, because why not? I'm just going to rework all this dough again anyhow. That's not going to hurt it. Now here's the hard part, dropping this on here without getting air bubbles. Now a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll drop it on here. See how I'm doing this? I'm trying to limit the air bubbles that go in here. You do have machines, or trays that you can use, obviously, but we don't have that time. So I'm just going with the flow here for y'all, all right? There's pasta 1, pasta 2, pasta 4. I'm gonna crump it down, make sure I got whatever air out of there that I can. I'm doing my best with what I got. I'm sure there's secrets to this as the pasta making world goes, but this is what I do. And then you can roll this off. This is too small, so I'm just gonna cut it. So I'm just going to cut it right here, cut that right there, cut this one here, this here. See how I'm doing that? I'm just making some nice squares, try to keep them the same size, same look, so they cook the same thickness, and then we'll put it on, just put it on this tray right here, so you can take a look at my little pastas, my little raviolis. And you could take a rolling, like a rolling knife that has little oh, I don't know, it's called texture, and put little designs on it. Use a knife that gives it some texture, like maybe it's going to be, instead of flat blade, it'll have a little bit of a rib into it or what have you. I'm not quite sure the term of that, but there you go. You have raviolis ready to go. Same thing, hot water, when they rise to the top, they're ready. They will cook pretty quick. So make sure it's not too hot, because you have to have the interior of this heat up and cook as well, right? Because it's cheese, so keep that in mind. See you later. Talk to you soon.